and start the December full council meeting, which we've brought forward for obvious reasons, being that Father Christmas is coming to most of us. So firstly, I'd like to welcome you all here today, and I'll call for apologies which have been texted through to me, which is Councillor Hickling, Councillor Kirk and Councillor Henderson. So could I have a mover, please?
Yeah, I'll move.
Move Councillor Downard, second Councillor Minsher. So please all check your speakers are on. Last council meeting we'd got a few people saying that they couldn't hear what some councillors had to say because webcam is on. Remembering it's being live streamed and archived for the future. Anybody wanting to watch any particular agenda item or all the meeting, they're quite welcome to do so. That's the idea of webcam. So, as you know, we agreed last meeting that we had several people wanting to do presentations, and we're wanting to know what's happening in our district. And so it gives me great pleasure this morning to welcome a good friend of ours, Mr. Philip King, our Harbour Master for Taupo, employed by the Department of Internal Affairs. And welcome to you, Phil. And if you'd like to come forward, Phil's going to give us an overview of what's going on in his wonderful world, being that beautiful lake behind me. And remembering, of course, that at the last budget round, Louise Upston worked very hard in helping a lot of other people, including Philip, who was working hard also to get a big amount of funding, which I believe was around about 4.8 million spread over 3 years for the infrastructure of the great Taupo Moana. So welcome, Phil, and I'll hand over to you.
Well, thanks very much for making me welcome and for inviting me here today. Just a presentation, I've got half an hour. So I was going to just make a presentation. We'll open up for questions and answers at the end. And I was just going to run over, basically introduce myself and the team real quickly, our role, and then we'll move on to what we've got planned for the next 3, 5, 10 years. So myself, Philip King, my wife, Bridget, and I identified Taupo as a place we'd like to call home and bought a house here 8 years ago. And then we went to sea and waited for my predecessor to resign or retire. And I got a call from a friend in Costa Rica, so we flew home and interviewed for the position, and I was appointed Harbour Master of Lake Taupo on the 1st of December 2008, so I'm just coming into my 4th summer. I love the job, and I'm honoured to be Harbour Master of Lake Taupo. I'm employed by the Department of Internal Affairs, which is and our role basically is broken down into navigational safety, regulatory enforcement, asset management, looking after a couple of landing reserves, and approving events and assistance in that manner. So the nav safety side of things covers all our buoys and beacons and day shapes and night lights and all that navigational safety stuff. Swim lanes, jet ski access lanes, 200 metre buoys, safe watermarks, all that stuff out on the water and on land that enables boats to come and go in a safe manner. So we've done a lot of work over the last 3 years upgrading that sort of thing, particularly signage, and trying to make it a bit more user friendly and get those safety messages out there. So that's the sort of work we're doing through the winter in preparation for now. So we're kind of ready now, mostly ready. We're running around like mad things doing the final details, but we're pretty set for another summer. We've done some more upgrades again this year, and we're pretty comfortable with where we're sitting on the nav safety side of things. And then there's the regulatory patrol, which is out there policing it, making sure it all works, and this is our season now to make it shine, so well for us to shine really. So we've given Blue Mist a birthday this year. She's back on the water. We've changed it from an orange boat to a blue and white boat and put some flashing lights on top, and we've decided not to run with the jet ski this year. We still do have a budget to stick within, and we chose not to run with the jet ski this year. We've got the Blue Mist out there, and she's got a much bigger presence, and a lot of that regulatory patrol stuff is all about having a presence on the lake. So people want to see us out there, and they figure if we've got a boat on the lake, we're working, we exist. Then there's another part of our job, also in the regulatory patrol, is the bylaws. Where 2 or 3 years ago we didn't have a bylaw at all. We've now got a bylaw. We've just done some amendments to the bylaw, and we're really comfortable. We've got a good, robust bylaw in line with basically the rest of the country, particularly the regions north of us, Auckland, Environment Bay of Plenty, Environment Waikato and Northland, we're all pretty much singing off the same page. And then we've got our asset management role, which is we've got 17 boat ramps around the lake, which are owned by the Crown, administered by the Department through the Harbour Master's Office, Department of Internal Affairs. We've got 4 marinas and a number of jetties. So that's another part of our role, which is a part of the job that I really enjoy, the asset management side of things, and we've got some exciting things planned for the whole region in that respect. We also have the landing reserve down here in Lake, or at Taupo Boat Harbour, that we administer. It's a complicated bit of land owned by DOC, administered by the Department of Internal Affairs, and there's a treaty claim on that piece of land there, so but we're tasked with looking after that and making that run smoothly. And then we've got our event approval and assistance, and we work hard with people that want to come to the lake and bring their events to the lake, and we know that they contribute massively to the community, these events, and it's not only the day that the race day, if you like, but the week building up to it, the people that it brings and the support crews and well, we all know how much an event helps this community. So we do our best to make that. Obviously, our focus on that is the water safety side of things, so we approve a safe operating plan, but we're trying to be as friendly as we can in that respect to encourage that to happen. We've got the hydroplanes coming to us this year. They were in Taupo in Tauranga the last couple of years, but they are looking to come alongside the Thunder on the Great Lake, which is an annual event. But the hydroplanes are really keen to come to Taupo, so we're trying to make that work as well. So the hydroplanes are the boats that are a bit faster than this, and they are the ones that like to flip up and get pretty spectacular. So a really good spectator sport, and obviously some safety things around there. But we've had the approach, so we're keen to do that. And there's too many events to mention, but we're really aware how much they help the community. There's not a penny in it for us as a department, but we do realise that we, by assisting these things to happen, make a stronger community, and that's what Department of Internal Affairs is all about. So here's our partnerships, and these are what I refer to as the Type 5. So it's Taupo District Council, and we really enjoy the relationship that we've had with you guys from the top right down, with the Parks and Reserve guys and the work that you guys do in the Parks and Reserves. We hold you up as our template, if you like. We use you guys as a standard. We love the work that you do, the pride that you guys have, and the work that you do in your reserves and parks and the way that you present the town. So we've worked really hard down at the landing reserve to come up to your standard. It's an important relationship because just about all our boat ramps come onto your land. If they don't come onto your land, they come onto DOC's land. So we're really keen for that relationship to remain strong, and we appreciate the support you show us. Environment, Waikato, or Waikato Regional Council now, important to us because they provide us with the resource consents. We ask properly, and we have shared interest, erosion and that type of thing. So we work well with Environment Waikato, particularly at the local level here. We enjoy their support from Larry and Laurie and the crowd here. Tū Wharetoa, of course, own the lake bed, so we can do nothing without Tū Wharetoa's support, and we're really encouraged by the support that they're showing us at the moment and the desire for these facilities to be upgraded. Department of Conservation, once again, they own a lot of land around the lake, and also we have our shared interest in the fisheries, so we have a relationship with the Department of Conservation and of course Department of Internal Affairs itself. And I've got a management team down there in Wellington. My manager Lisa is a director down in Wellington, and she has a team of guys that are right there to support us through fees reviews and bylaw processes and a lot of work that gets done that we're really grateful for the support coming from Wellington, including funding. And my own team, I should mention also, we're a team of 5. There's just 5 of us there, so it's myself. Heath Cairns is my deputy. Heath is 20 years in the Navy, a really highly qualified diver. You couldn't find a higher qualified diver in New Zealand. He's the top of his game. I'm really fortunate to have Heath on board with us. A great attention to detail. He was in the Navy, dive bomb squad, done some really good tours of duty. Interesting guy to talk to. Alex Dickey, who's got some really good connections to Taupo. He's on board as a nav safety officer with us, really handy 10 years on the family farm kind of a guy, turn his hand to anything. Jenna Bell, who's also a Taupo local, she's on board as our PA and front desk support administrator girl. And we've got Kim Meredith, who's been with us for a long time, and he's our general hand. So on to the good stuff. These are the planned projects we have going forward. So we, through the budget bid last year, we managed to get $4.8 million put aside for Lake Taupo from the department to upgrade and maintain our assets. The exciting thing is the upgrade. We need to do the maintenance because we've been patching up for quite a few decades, but we seriously needed some maintenance money. But it was really encouraging to get some money to actually go and do some upgrades as well. So we're really grateful. And we're flat out now trying to make sure we get the money spent correctly through the right channels and in a timely manner. So I'm just going to run through from the southern end of the lake. I guess we'll start Whairoa and Muri. I'll just go through them one by one, I think would be the way to go. So there's the lake there, and of course Muri is Whairoa. So it's up here somewhere. I'm sure you all know where Whairoa is. Yep. Whairoa have got a jetty, they've got a community there, they've got a boat ramp that they built, 20, 30 years ago, I guess. And I guess when that boat ramp went in, they thought the jetty was going to come the year after. But the jetty still hasn't come, so they are desperate for a jetty so they can unload and load their passengers safely on the boat. So they're on the list for a jetty. Then we move on down to a Muri boat ramp. We went to the Muri Kuratau Ratepayers Association, and they've got Kuratau and a Muri there, and they seriously want an upgrade of their facilities. They came back through a process that we asked them to say, do you want the money spent at Kuratau or a Muri? They clearly told us a Muri, and Taupo District Council were kind enough to go ahead and fund the resource consent, which added quite a bit of pressure on our department to make sure we had some funding to go forward, so we're delighted that we have. I would have dearly loved to have had this Muri boat ramp done for Christmas, but we're still at the consulting stage before we go to consent, but we're nearly there. So we're pretty confident we should be able to do this one in this next financial year, so we'll definitely have it running for next summer, 2012. So there's a bit of a look at it. That's at the moment there's the one jetty there in the boat ramp, but we're looking to have that as a quadruple boat ramp with 3 boats loading and unloading off a jetty at any one time. Back around the lake, then we head down to Takanu, which is we've got a facility down there with a marina with 24 berths, and we've got 2 launching ramps there also. So we're really keen to do some upgrades in Takanu, and the marina there was probably built, I don't know, a long time ago, and it was built around a 6-metre boat. So a 6-metre boat was what that marina was built to cater for. And a 6-metre boat now was probably a pretty good sized boat in those days, but now it's a rather small trailer boat. And so we are pretty comfortable that 6-metre boats belong on trailers. And so we're building this marina here. Well, we've got the funding and we're going through the consultation process, and we've got a few things to leap through, but we're really excited about this potential development down there. We're looking to do it in 2 stages, so we'd be looking to do the first stage of those first 2 fingers there, first 2 piers, which will hold 10-metre and 8-metre boats, and then we'd move the boats that are in the existing marina up into there, and then we go on with stage 2. So pretty excited about that project right there. There's the plans on that. In conjunction with that, we're also working with everybody, but we're looking to dredge the tail race or relocate the sediment from the tail race, and we've got an issue of silting down there, and we've got about half a metre at chart datum at the moment, so even the Coast Guard boat struggles to come and go when the lake level drops. So we're aware of that, and without the tail race being cleared, this whole thing doesn't stack up. So we're real keen for that to go ahead, and we've got some pretty serious funds put aside for sediment relocation. So we're going through that process of consenting and consultation, but we're pretty excited about that. Motuapa Marina, the next one around on the list. We're really excited about Motuapa. We see that as a marina that's got huge potential. At the moment, it's got 150 berths, once again catering for 6-metre boats, pretty small. We've got a serious draft issue there with silt, so we once again need